The anomaly of the heart. ChemRIZZtry. Why we fall for the wrong person. The broken compass. We all have a type. Whether we admit it or not, we carry a mental blueprint, an invisible Excel spreadsheet of the soul. We have decided on the height, the hair color, the career path, and the vibe. We believe that if we just find the person who checks enough boxes, the universe will finally make sense. We call this standardized attraction. It is comfortable, it is predictable, and it is safe. But then, the anomaly occurs. You meet someone who shouldn't make sense. They are the wrong height. They have an easy life. They listen to the wrong music. They are a walking contradiction to everything you thought you wanted. And yet when they speak, the air in the room changes. When they look at you, your internal compass doesn't just spin, it shatters. This is not just a crush. This is a chemical insurrection. This is ChemRIZZtry. According to recent data, 42% of people have experienced this glitch in the matrix. A deep, soul-shaking connection with someone completely outside their usual type. Today, we explore why your type is often a lie, and why falling for the unexpected is the most important psychological event of your life. The anatomy of the type. To understand why we fall for the anomaly, we must first understand why we have a type at all. Psychology tells us that our type is rarely about preference. It is about repetition. Carl Jung and later Harville Hendricks spoke of the imago, a subconscious image we construct of the ideal partner based on the people who raised us. We are often attracted to what is familiar, even if what is familiar is flawed. We seek out types that allow us to keep playing the same emotional games we learned in childhood. Your type is your comfort zone. It's the ego's way of staying in control. If you only date a certain type, you know exactly how the story ends. You know the arguments, you know the rhythms, and you know how to protect yourself. But the ego is a boring storyteller. It wants safety. The soul, however, the soul wants to grow. And growth never happens in the comfort of a type. Enter ChemRIZZtry. What is ChemRIZZtry? It is the alchemy that occurs when raw, biological chemistry, chem, meets an inexplicable, magnetic charisma, riz. Unlike standardized attraction, which is logical, ChemRIZZtry is a system override. It's the riz of the unexpected. It's the charm of the outlier. When you experience ChemRIZZtry with someone outside your type, your brain is essentially being hacked. The neurotransmitters, dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin, aren't just flowing, they are flooding. Because this person is new to your psychological system, your brain doesn't have a defense script for them. You can't categorize them. You can't put them in a box. This lack of categorization creates a state of hyperpresence. You are forced to actually see them, rather than just seeing your idea of them. This is why it feels so intense. You aren't dating a type, you are finally, perhaps for the first time, dating a human. The 42% phenomenon, the collective awakening. 42%. Nearly half of the population has looked at someone and thought, this makes no sense, but I can't look away. Why is this number so high? Why is the anomaly becoming the new standard? Because we are living in the era of the algorithm. Our lives are curated. Our Netflix queues, our news feeds, and our dating apps are all designed to give us more of the same. We are being fed a constant loop of our own existing preferences. We are starving for the other. We are hungry for something that hasn't been pre-approved by our own biases. The 42% represents a collective rebellion against the predictable heart. It is the human spirit asserting that connection is a mystery, not a math problem. ChemRIZZtry is the universe's way of saying you don't know yourself as well as you think you do. The psychological mirror, why them? If you fall for someone outside your type, it is rarely an accident. It is a psychological summons. In shadow work, we learn that we are often drawn to people who embody the disowned parts of ourselves. If you are a high-achieving, hyper-organized professional, the type A, you might find yourself inexplicably drawn to a chaotic, free-spirited artist, the anomaly. Why? Because that artist carries the spontaneity and emotional freedom that you have suppressed in yourself. ChemRIZZtry is often the gold of your own shadow being reflected back at you. The person outside your type isn't wrong for you, they are the counterbalance. They are the missing frequency in your internal orchestra. Your attraction to them is your soul's attempt to become whole. You aren't just falling for them, you are falling for the version of yourself that they unlock. The shadow of the anomaly, the fear of the should. But there is a cost to ChemRIZZtry. When you fall for the anomaly, you encounter the social script. You hear the voices of your friends, your family, and your own ego saying, "But they don't have a degree. But they live in a different world. But what will people think?" This is where most people fail. They choose the type over the connection. They choose the resume over the riz. They prioritize the external image over the internal reality. But here is the psychological truth: you cannot negotiate with chemistry. You can try to force yourself to love the perfect on paper partner, but the nervous system doesn't lie. If the signal isn't there, you are just living in a well-decorated waiting room. Falling for the unexpected requires courage. The courage to be wrong in the eyes of the world so that you can be right in the eyes of your own soul. Navigating the new terrain: how to handle the anomaly. If you find yourself in the grip of ChemRIZZtry with someone you never expected, do not panic. Do not try to rationalize your way out of it. Instead, follow the protocol of the open heart. Firstly, suspend the selection criteria. For 30 days, throw away your list. Stop comparing this person to your type. Instead, focus on the biological truth. How does your body feel when they are near? Is your breath deeper? Is your heart open? Trust the wisdom of your cells over the logic of your spreadsheets. Secondly, lean into the uncomfortable. The anomaly will challenge you. They will take you to places you don't go and introduce you to ideas you don't have. This discomfort is the sound of your world expanding. Don't pull back. Lean in. The very thing that makes them not your type is the very thing that is going to save you from your own stagnation. Thirdly, communicate the confusion. It's okay to be surprised. It's okay to say, "I never expected to feel this way about someone like you." Honesty is the fuel of ChemRIZZtry. By admitting the surprise, you strip away the power of the social script. You make the connection the priority, not the label. Fourthly, watch for the projection. Be careful not to turn the anomaly into a fantasy. Because they are so different, it's easy to project all your dreams onto them. Remember, they are still a human being with flaws, bad days, and boring habits. ChemRIZZtry is a gateway, but intimacy is the house you build together. The alchemy of the unknown. There is a specific kind of magic that only happens with the anomaly. When you date your type, you are looking for a match. When you date the anomaly, you are looking for a transformation. Relationships born of ChemRIZZtry are the most resilient. Why? Because they aren't based on matching specs. They are based on a profound recognition. They are the couples who survive the storms because they weren't held together by shoulds. They were held together by a frequency that no one else could hear. When you choose the person you never expected, you are telling the universe that you are ready for a bigger life. You are moving from coded attraction to living connection. Epilogue: the frequency of truth. 42% of us have felt it. The lightning in the clear sky. The wrong person who feels more right than anyone we've ever known. If you are part of that 42%, or if you are waiting for your anomaly to arrive, remember this: your type is a map of where you've been. ChemRIZZtry is a map of where you are going. Don't be afraid of the glitch. Don't be afraid of the unlikely. The most beautiful stories in human history weren't written by people who followed the script. They were written by people who had the rizz to listen to the chemistry, even when it didn't make a lick of sense. The heart isn't an algorithm. It's a wild, unpredictable frontier. Go exploring.